You know, Greg's been given a lot of advice these last couple weeks on relationships and what that means to be in one and get in one and it looks like and all that stuff. You know, I've been around a while. I've been single for give or take 22 years. And so I decided to let you all in on some of my expertise on things, some of my things, some of my ideas, my perspectives, my wisdom, my vast array of knowledge that I've acclaimed over my many years of walking this earth. So come with me on this journey. Come with me as we partake in my wealth of knowledge. See, a long time ago, I liked this girl a lot. And see, my big thing with women, and really with anybody, is people, my general view of people is that they should be intentional and be intent about what they want and what they're going to do. And so, I saw this girl. This girl roamed the halls of my school that I attended back in the day, and I saw this girl and I was like, man, I kind of think she likes me. And that's like key number one that you want to pursue somebody, is if you find out they like you first. Not if you like them, forget that. Because you don't want to be going in no situation that you're not sure of, okay? So 100% I knew this girl liked me. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I might make a move. And so I did it in one of the classiest and one of the smoothest ways I could think of. I asked this girl out over MSN Messenger, and she said yes. I mean, of course she said yes. I mean, why else would she not? But so we go out on our first date to one of the smoothest restaurants in town, man. With this thing, high class, high dollar, a little local joint, mom and pop joint called Tasty Freeze. And you know I got her a sundae, because it's classy. But as we were eating it and as it showed up, one of my friends, one of my buddies, found us at that joint. And he came in there and he was like, yo, what's up, Joe? Man, we're playing some Halo at my house. And you know, I've always gone with the relationships that last the longest. But I had this girl there in front of me right there. And so I was like, listen, okay, I'll call you in a little while. We finished our ice cream, I took her home, and then I had an amazing night of Halo. And for me, that just tells me a lot about the dedication of relationships that you guys need to put yourselves in. Go after those relationships that last the longest. Oh man, some people's ideas. Listen though, really, when you're looking at relationships, I'd like to reiterate what I said before. Intentionality is key among all people. And so really, when I'm dating a girl, I think it's really necessary for her to be intentional to open the door for me. I mean, because how do I know if I want to keep on dating this person if I don't think they're willing to go the extra mile in their relationship? Seriously, like, if I give a girl a number and I'm like, hey, why don't you call me sometime? Or I'll call you. I may say I'll call you, but I'm really going to wait for her to be intentional to call me. And then I'll be intentional and pick up that phone and answer and say, hey, what's up, girl? You know, because I feel like in our society, a lot of what we've lacked is this ability just to interact with people and to be intent and motivated in our relationships. So I just don't think that me opening the door for her or answering or calling her up and expecting her to answer my phone calls or any of that stuff is really going to help the situation if I'm going to pursue and date this girl. So I'd like to see a little bit of effort on her part. There was this one time, probably the best example of a good date that I can give you guys. Ideal situations. I met this girl We lived in a small town. It was kind of like a small little country podunk town. I met her at this fair, and we rode the carnival, and we had a blast, and she wasn't really taken to me at first, you know? She didn't really like me a whole lot. But, she got a shooter. You know, the whole intentionality thing. I waited for her to come on to me, and then I went for it, you know? And, it went pretty well. And lucky for me, I picked one of the most good-looking girls in the town. So of course she was a great match for me. And I think good-looking people should always hook up with good-looking people. That way good-looking people will reproduce and produce more good-looking people. I kind of see that as Law 27 in the relationship book. But anyway, so our first date, I'll call it a date. She might have called it hanging out with friends, and I was just around. But I would call it a date. We had to go see the movies. We were in the movies, and we saw some picture show. I can't remember what it was called. And we started coming out of the movies, and our friends were like, man, we're gonna go. Do you want to come with us? And me and this girl, I was like, nah, man, we're just going to take a walk down the street on the walk. So we start walking down the street. And I start trying to get this girl. She's a real uptight, rich girl. And I was a poor boy from the kind of just lower class. And we started walking down the street, and I was just trying to get her to loosen up and be like, man, enjoy life for what it is and not what she makes me out to be. So I finally got to loosen up. Classy move, fellas. Use this one. We went out in the middle of the street. It was late at night. We laid down, looked at the stars, right underneath the stoplight. Right underneath the stoplight in the middle of the street, and just looked at the stars for a long time. And we were just laying there, and she's like, this is crazy. And I was like, just do it. It'll be fun. And we laid there for a while until a car came, and we had to get up and run out of the way. And that's when we had like our first like real embrace. And I think she fell for me, you know? So I came to her like I was, and I was like, check this out. Here I am. Good looking. You're good looking. Let's put a good lookingness into a relationship together. And it was a fantastic scene. I mean, date that we had together. Eventually, I mean, she ended up getting amnesia later on, and I would have to go to her home and read her diary to remember the events. But fantastic girl, and I moved on. But moral of the story is, evening dates where you lay in the middle of the road are great storytellers, story makers. All right, so use it, or you'll lose it. I'll get out of here. Cleanliness is always key. Rule 36 in the relationship guide is wash your hands, because nobody likes grimy fingers. And that's across the board. I just want to kind of sum up, give a summation of what we've been covering here. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about being with each other, hooking up, dating. I know there's a lot of categories to all those things, and they're all very important. Very important. We learned them all in junior high, and they still apply today. You know, there's the first time you meet a girl, and then there's the asking out stage, and then you're going out. But you're not yet official. You're just the term going out, and that means you can hold hands and do things like that. And then after that, you can hook up on and off, and you can hook up with more than one person if you want to. You know, go out with one girl one day, or one guy one day, and another person another day, like that. That's hooking up, and then you have going out. Then you have going out, and that's when you kind of focus it on one person, but maybe if you like the other person, you can go for it. Then you have dating, and that's a little bit more exclusive. You're not quite official yet. You're in the dating stage. You go to hook up to going out to dating, And then you go to the next phase, which is it was just a boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's when you really have to start putting forth effort, if you know what I'm saying. You know, producing you know, benefits for each other, monetary funds into the relationship. The most torturous phase is what I found it to be, really. And then after that, your boyfriend, girlfriend for, I don't know, a long time, and then sometimes people get engaged and then married, and then retire. And those are the phases of relationship that I've seen, the phases of life that we as creatures of love go through. So regardless of whatever Greg has been telling you these last couple weeks, I just want you to remember these points and feed through with them, and just know that if you go through with them, you'll never be alone, really, ever. So take my word for it. Take my word as law, because it is, and we'll just go from there.